Hey guys! Today I am trying something a little bit different. I don't know if I will do more videos like this, but if I think of topics that work best for this type of video, I will do it. So this would be the first versus topic video, that's what this type of video will be called. Without further ado, today I will talk about the Donkey Kong series. This will basically be a comparison video, so to speak. It will determine what era of Donkey Kong games I like more. Will it be classic or will it be modern? That's what we are going to find out. Before getting into the meat of the video, we need to determine what is classic and what is modern. So classic games would include the original NES and arcade games as well as the SNES, Game Boy, and probably the Nintendo 64. After Donkey Kong 64, the series seemed to have gone into a period of spin-offs. It's hard to say if the spin-offs are classic or modern. The way I see it, the spin-offs, aside from Diddy Kong Racing, happened between the true classics and what I would consider as modern Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze are essentially the modern games. They're modern games inspired by the classic Donkey Kong Country series. So I'm going to break down this video into different aspects, starting with gameplay. When it comes to the Donkey Kong Country and Land games, the gameplay is pretty great. I love the different mechanics such as animal buddies, the team-up ability and whatever else. The games also seem to have pretty good controls as well. I have never had issues with controls. Donkey Kong 64 also seemed to have good control, at least when I played it. It's a good game aside from issues such as having to switch characters every so often. So overall, the classic Donkey Kong games have solid gameplay, especially in the Country and Land series in my opinion. In Returns and Tropical Freeze, controls were definitely handled differently, and it's not a bad thing. The concept of having one character riding on another is definitely interesting, but I don't know if I love it. It's not bad though, but I do prefer the classic games when it comes to control. I should mention that I haven't fully played either game, to be fair. I know if I played the games enough, I would get used to the control. From what I've heard, Tropical Freeze does seem to be the better game. I'm sure it's well worth playing, and I will definitely have to get to playing it sometime. So overall, when it comes to gameplay, I personally think the classic games did it the best. It may just be the nostalgia talking, but I just love the classic games so much. I would easily be more likely to replay the classic games over Returns and Tropical Freeze. Next, let's talk about the music. I absolutely love the soundtracks of the classic Donkey Kong games. There are so many awesome tracks. I am always satisfied when I listen to the music tracks on my phone. Returns and Tropical Freeze definitely have good tracks too, especially in Tropical Freeze. David Wise made a comeback for Tropical Freeze, and he proved to be just as good as a composer as he was with the classic games. My favorite track is easily Windmill Hills. I do admit I don't have as many of the Returns and Tropical Freeze tracks on my phone as of now, but that could very well change one day. So overall, when it comes to the music aspect, for right now, I have to say that I enjoy the music more in the classic games just due to there being way more tracks that I listen to. The modern DK music isn't bad, the classic music just seems to satisfy me the most, even if the modern music technically has superior sound quality. Next, let's talk about graphics. From a technical point of view, Returns and Tropical Freeze have superior graphics, as they should, especially Tropical Freeze, as that game is on HD consoles. As for classic game graphics, it really depends on the system. Like for Game Boy, there are obviously color limitations. On the Super Nintendo, however, you can see way more colors, making it better than Game Boy. The Donkey Kong Country games have really good graphics despite being on a technically inferior console. Super Nintendo graphics do a lot better than NES graphics, at least. So I do like how the Donkey Kong Country games look. The levels have such nice atmospheres. I really love the graphical style of the DK Country games. It definitely had its charm. So the question is, which does graphics better, classic or modern? Technically speaking, modern is better, but I feel like the older graphics are good, and I just can't say they are worse. But can I really say that it's better? Maybe it is by having more charm, I guess. And really, both classic and modern games have good graphics, so I think I will just call it a tie with graphics. Next let's talk about who is the best villain character in the series. So in just about all if not most games, the villain is none other than K. Rool. I love K. Rool as a villain character. I always loved his design. He has a very intimidating look for sure. There are also different variations of him from King K. Rool, Captain K. Rool, and K. Roolenstein. My personal favorite would have to be Captain K. Rool. I just feel like it's most fitting for him to be a pirate since he does have a ship. I also just love that pirate outfit, there is something iconic about it. I think K. Rool is one of the best villains to ever exist in a video game in my opinion. In the modern games, K. Rool has not come back as the villain. Returns and Tropical Freeze went with different villains, they aren't bad villains either. I don't think they have as much charm as K. Rool, but they aren't bad. There is Tiki Tong and his design isn't too bad, and then there is Lord Frederick, his design is definitely better in my opinion. He is also a fitting villain in Tropical Freeze. So I don't mind there being a different villain, they're good villains, but I would love to see K. Rool make a return. He is easily the most iconic villain of the series in my opinion. So now it's time to make a final decision on what era of Donkey Kong games is better. Honestly, I think I am going to go with the classic era. The modern games aren't bad, they are pretty good games. I just feel like the classic games have more charm overall, though it could just be nostalgia talking, but that's just how I feel. What do you guys think? Do you prefer classic Donkey Kong games or modern Donkey Kong games? I would love to hear about it in the comments. So that's all for this video, I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more future videos.